So if you were in a traditional lab, you would be looking at a muscle man and trying to label some of the muscles that we labeled on the pictures on this model of the muscles. So I'm going to point out three muscles, and I want you to see if you can figure out which muscles they match and fill it out on your worksheet at the bottom where it says muscle man, station 1, station 2, station 3, and put the letter that you think that muscle is. You will be responsible for these muscles on this muscle man on the lab practical. So looking at this muscle man, you see a big A on the cheek muscle. Which muscle was the cheek muscle? Recorded in your station 1 box. Look at the big F muscle. It's running from behind the ear down to the sternum and the clavicle. Which muscle does that? Look at station 1's box and put an F by the muscle that you think is labeled. And finally, look at E. E runs from the hyoid bone down to the sternum. So what muscle do you think E is? Let's see if you were correct. A is the masseter, E is the sternohyoid, and F is the sternocleidomastoid. So let's look at two other muscles found in that station 1 box. You see little f is concentric circles of muscles going around the eye. What muscle is that? Look on the chart and record little f by that muscle. Look at ZZ. Z is pointing to the muscles that are going in concentric circles around the mouth. Which muscle is that muscle? Put a ZZ by that. So did you get them correct? Little f is orbicularis oculi, and ZZ is orbicularis oris. We have one more muscle for that station 1, and it's the one that's found over the parietal and the temporal muscles of the bones of the skull. What muscle is the temporalis muscle? Well, there's only one more on station A, so little a must be the temporalis muscle. So let's go on to station 2. This is the big shoulder muscle. Remember that it's triangular shaped. So what would you name big C muscle? Recorded on your station 2 chart. What is big C? Big C is the deltoid. So let's look at some muscles of the upper arm and the chest. We have the big muscle that is a big fan-shaped muscle of the chest, big J. What is the name of that muscle that's labeled big J? Look at the frontier aspect or anterior aspect of the upper arm. This is the muscle that helps you to flex your arm. It has two heads. So put big B by the muscle that you think is labeling big B. And then finally, big U. Big U is pointing to a muscle that's running at a diagonal. So what muscle do you think big U is? Mark that on your station 2 chart. Did you get them correct? Big J is pectoralis major, big U is external oblique, and big B is biceps brachii. So let's go to the abdomen of the torso. We see big P is running straight up and down the abdomen. What would be the name of that muscle? Mark big P by the name of that muscle on your station 2 chart. Did you name it correctly? It is the rectus abdominis. One more muscle on the station 2 chart, and it is the muscle with the big O on it. O is on the back of the upper arm. This is the big muscle that helps you to extend your arm. That muscle has 3 heads. What is big O muscle on station 2? Well, there's only one left to label. It has 3 heads. It must be the triceps brachii. Now let's go to station 3 muscles. Station 3 muscles have this muscle, the big T muscle. Remember, it's like a big trapezoid on the upper back. What is the big T muscle? Label it on your station 3 chart. Then the big D muscle runs on the lower back. Runs kind of reminds me of a ladder going up the back. It's on the dorsal surface. So what is big D? Mark that on your station 3 chart. Did you get them correct? Big T is trapezius. Big D is latissimus dorsi. So let's look at big Y. Surely you know that one because it's so large. It is what muscle? Mark it on your Station 3 chart. Look at the big K muscle. The big K muscle is not on your chart. Is not on your chart. We didn't have that particular muscle, so just ignore the big K. I didn't assign that one to you, but I did assign the big Z muscle to you, which is the gastrocnemius. The big Z muscle is gastrocnemius, so just ignore the big K muscle for now. So look on the other side, the muscle that runs down the back of the leg that's really larger and it's more lateral is the big X muscle. This one is the one that helps you flex your knee, and so it is the biceps femoris. It is the big X muscle. Big X is the biceps femoris. It's lateral and posterior. Lateral and posterior. The other muscle that they have labeled there is most likely the semitendinosus, the K muscle, but we're not going to label it on the muscle man. So let's go to the front of the thigh. Do you remember the muscle that goes across the thigh that helps you cross your legs when you sit? Mark that muscle with a big N on that Station 3 chart. And then Q is the big muscle that goes straight up and down the femur. The big Q muscle is the only one you should have left, the big Q muscle. So did you get those two right? N is sartorius, and I notice I misspelled it on the screen. There's another R before the T, sartorius, and the Q is the rectus femoris. And so now you have labeled the muscle men. You are responsible. Use this video to review them so that you can label them properly on the lab practical.